Yacht Club Wednesday night races.
Welcome back to the Annapolis Yacht Club Wednesday night races. I'm Dave Gandell from T2P TV, coming to you from the Boatyard Bar and Grill video boat. Hey, we're trying to get race number 1 of the second series off tonight. Last week was canceled due to too much breeze. Today was calm all day. The southerly's building in very nicely. Actually, minute by minute, it's building here. We're off to have a look at the first starts. And there's the PHRF 0 start. Looks like a clean start, and this southerly continues to build. So we're going to see some hiking here as we make our way out the river. The PHRF 1 start, there's an individual recall flag up. Great start, a lot of varied boats here, different sizes, different speeds. Somebody was over early. All clear now in PHRF 1. Here's the J35 T-Bone, forced attack to port, although a lot of the class ahead got over onto port early. Perhaps they see some more pressure over here off the mouth of Back Creek. Next up, the J105s. Plenty of action here at the boat end, as usual in this competitive class. So owning the boat here with 10 seconds to go is Mirage with Frederick Salveson at the helm. They won the first series with a 1-point win over Bat and a point ahead of Doghouse. So Mirage with another clean start, and they're off. J70s and J80s. Taking a look at J80 number 443, no name on her. That's the boat that won the first series in the class with a very nice start. This is actually the most breeze we've seen so far this evening. It's a cloud over top of us. It's probably up to about 13 knots in this puff. All right, we've made our way out to the mouth of Lake Ogleton, where the first J105 is rounding the first mark of the race. Nice upwind leg for these guys in this puffy southerly. They're off to Hackett's. Looks like a long jib reach. We might get some spinnakers on this leg. It's going to be close. Doghouse followed by Crash, 2 and 3 around the mark. So back out into the bay, just off Hackett's, where the long jib reach for the PHRF A2 class is about to end at a tack here around a mark at Hackett's, and then another long jib reach out towards Tolly Point. So on Gene around the mark, just astern of Monkey Dust. These two have been neck and neck through the whole season at the top of this class. This next leg is largely upwind to Tolly Point, mostly port tack, but there is some starboard. We're hanging at this Hackett's turning mark here, watching the J105 class approach. They've been able to use spinnakers on this long leg. It's all been a game of pressing down that windward rail. Hike it down, and we're efficient with the kite, making it to the mark. Leading the class around is Freya. Had a nice clean start and has maintained their lead throughout here. And the Doghouse crew has worked their way into second. Turns upwind with a nice takedown. Everybody in this J105 class, the crew work is so sharp, especially up here in the front of the class. These spinnakers are down, the crew's up on the rail almost immediately. And working upwind with three of the boats that are the class of the J105 class: Mirage, Doghouse, and Crash. Meanwhile, still working their way to Hackett's J80s and J70s. Also able to use a kite here, although it's awfully strapped on this angle. So big jibs aboard the J30 class Cannonball, the Wallop Riddle team, leading this jib reach out to Hackett's and looking good as they're doing it. It's all about crew weight here. Let's pin down that rail and go fast. And jib reaching their way out towards Hackett's. We catch up with the Trip 26, a parent trip sailed by Brett Harrison, leading the PHRF 2 class. So as the bulk of the fleet jib reaches out into the bay, we catch up with Stray Dog, Dr. Charles Eng, making their way into the harbor with the kite up. They just jibed. It's going to be a couple jibes on their way in. Looking good here, as usual. Made our way back into the mouth of the river here, caught up with the Woodwinds, making their way upwind through the Etchells class, where Jeff Borland aboard Make Mine a Double is sprung out to a nice lead here in the 14-boat class. Jeff has about a 50-yard lead over Jose Fuentes and the playmaker Alan Kelly. Back in the river at Nun 8, the final turning mark before heading into the harbor. Jeff Borland aboard 819 has held off a frantic charge from the rest of the Etchells fleet, but this is going to be a tight one the whole way into the harbor. So spectators aboard the Harbor Queen watching this Etchells turning mark here. Everybody's got their mobile phones out taking their own photos and videos of it here. It's like a popular night to be out on the bay here. The bulk of the Etchells fleet here and on Borland's heels. It's going to be a long port tack board here into the harbor. There probably will be some starboard when we get a little closer, but passing lanes are few and far between. Into Spa Creek now. Borland and crew are holding on to their thin lead in the Etchells class. And Jeff Borland and crew were able to make it in all the way from the last turning mark to the finish line on this port tack. They never had to tack. Pretty much a wire-to-wire victory. Well done, Jeff Borland and the crew of Make Mine a Double. So Jeff Borland and his crew may be the only ones that are going to make it in this evening on that long port. Everybody else is spending some time on starboard. You know, today was very calm, cloudy. The skies opened up this evening, the sun came out, and a really nice southerly breeze built in. It was a beautiful night on the Chesapeake Bay. We got Series 2 started tonight, and it was a winner all the way around. On behalf of T2P TV, the Boatyard Bar and Grill, and the Annapolis Yacht Club, I'm Dave Gandell. Thanks for watching.
Yacht Club Wednesday night races.